All right. Full disclosure, I am not a content creator. Maybe I will be one day, but as of right now, I am not a content creator. So, with that being said, this is a very unprofessional video. I'm making it on my phone right here while I'm at work, waiting to, get some stuff unloaded and stuff. So, and being the target audience for Star Citizen, I felt like I had to make a response to Jim Reviews. Jim Reviews, I don't know your real name, so I was going to say your channel name, Jim Reviews. You made a video talking about 5 things that's going, that 5 reasons StarField is going to basically kill Star Citizen. And I think you're speaking as one of the many jaded backers. I've been a backer since 2017. As you see, probably realized by now, I am a truck driver. I don't really have a lot of time. I'm not over the road. I am local, so I'm home every night, but I do 12 hours a day. And when I get a chance to play, it's usually on the weekends. So I'm a very, very casual player, very casual. But I've been in it since, like I say, 2017, maybe 2018, if I'm remembering correctly. All right. I wrote some notes down here to address your video. I watched the entire thing. All right, and you mentioned that the first thing I'm going to touch on, talked about that, Star Citizen 10 years, it has the same mechanics as they did 10 years ago, which is completely, as you already know as a backer yourself, is completely not the case. But you said it in your video. If you watch your own video back, you said they have the same mechanics they had 10 years ago. I may have gotten the wording a little wrong, but that's exactly what you said for the most part. No, that's not. When first Star Citizen first came out and you were able to play, I don't think you could even land on a planet. You didn't have anything they have now. You have a bunch of stuff now. Salvaging, box missions, PvP missions, PvE global missions, all types of things. All right, so there's no way it has the same mechanics as 10 years ago. I'm bringing that to you because for someone who's not familiar with Star Citizen, that's very misleading. That's very misleading when you say it has the same mechanics it did. It had 10 years ago. No, it has a whole bunch of new stuff, and they're constantly adding stuff every patch or so. All right, next thing. In relation to that, if you watch the video back again about StarField, which I watched it, I need to rewatch it one more time to get a few more details. The gentleman himself said StarField was 25 years in the making. I'm sure that's talking about the concepting and all that kind of stuff, but 25 years in the making. Star Citizen has been going just over 10 years. Okay, they said themselves 25 years in the making. They said that early part of the video for StarField. So the difference is that the Star Citizen does not have any publisher. They are self-publishing. Now, if they had announced it 25 years ago what they were going to do, you would have probably been like, why is it taking so long? Why is it taking all this time? So keep that in mind. All right, next thing is you're comparing Star Citizen to StarField. StarField is a single player game. I know you mentioned it later on in your video about being an MMO. StarField is a single player RPG, not an MMO. Star Citizen has no MMO elements to it. There's no attributes to increase, stats to improve for your ship. Everything is as is. It's all about skills based. So it's very unfair to compare Star Citizen to StarField when they are in 2 different categories of the space genre niche. So that's not really fair at all. That's also misleading for someone who's not familiar with Star Citizen. Of course, you can say what you want to say. It's your channel, it's your opinion, and I respect that. But all I'm asking is you to be a little bit more fair and informative about the differences. You never once said that, hey, this is a totally different type of game, and the merits of this over that is because of this. It's kind of hard. You're kind of doing a apples and oranges type of thing, It's kind of like, or you can say comparing a tangerine to a navel orange, whatever. So you can't compare a single player game to an MMO and saying a single player RPG to an MMO. That's intents and purposes. This to be an MMO, and that's it. Also, another thing you touched on is about the 1,000 planets and stuff like that. That's all well and good, but just like Elite Dangerous, majority of all those 1,000 planets are all procedurally generated. So that's different, where Star Citizen has some procedural elements, but most of their stuff has been very, very highly what's the word I'm looking for? Handcrafted. So there's a difference there. And as you know, with the scale you're working at with space games, handcrafting takes a lot. Of course, like I say, there are procedural elements to it, but there's a whole lot of handcrafting going on as well with that. So those 1,000 planets, I'm pretty sure each one is not going to be completely unique. There are going to be some elements, that you're going to see, at some point or another, repeated from other planets. All right, what else? And so far, here's the difference. When you mentioned about tech, being a tech demo, as far as everyone has been able to surmise, StarField has no seamless transition from space to surface. There's going to be some type of cutscene or blurring effect. Something's going to happen, or it's not a seamless transition, and that's going to be a big difference right there. There's no seamless transition from space to planet in nothing that I can think of right now, except for Star Citizen. All right, what else? Touched on ship sales. Ship sales directly fund the development of the game. Directly. I had this further down on the list, but it's part of this, so I'm going to combine them together. The ship sales is what keeps it going. If they stop selling ships, where is the money going to come from for them to finish the game? Like I say, they don't have a publisher. They're doing everything themselves. So ship sales are an integral part of keeping the game developing, keeping it going, so it can be finished at some point or another. And hopefully it won't take 25 years, like the gentleman said they did for StarField. I'm not sure if you're aware, but somewhere on the very poorly set up website for CIG, I will give you that. Their website is atrocious, but they have full transparency on where all the money is going. Yeah, they've got $500 million in, but it's not like they're sitting on $500 million going on, parties and stuff. All that goes toward development and developing tech to make the groundbreaking software that they're making to have the game be a game. What else? If you want to compare StarField to what CIG is doing, the better way to focus would be Squadron 42. That's going to be a single player story driven mission. Star Citizen is an MMO. It doesn't directly have a story. There's tons of lore and stuff that they have and are still developing, but it's not really going to have a story. Just like Elite Dangerous, it doesn't really have a story. I've yet to play No Man's Sky, but if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it has a story either. It's more like make your own adventure sandbox type of thing going on with it. So you can compare StarField to Squadron 42, and you can really get up in the ass of CIG because they don't have anything out for Squadron 42. No demos, no anything. They're too far away to do any of that. So yeah, if you wanted to really have some meat on the bones of making a good comparison, Squadron 42 would have been more so the thing, instead of comparing Star Citizen in the persistent universe to something that's completely different. The only similarities is space and spaceships. What else? I touched on that. Also, Obsidian Ant, check out his website. I'm pretty sure not his website, his channel. I'm pretty sure as a content creator, you're familiar with Obsidian Ant's channel. He mentioned that also there's possibly no atmospheric flight with this model. They haven't shown, if there is, they have yet to show it. So there's a chance you can't fly around on your ship. Also, on Obsidian Ant's channel, he mentioned in his video that it's a good chance that you may not be able to venture very far from your ship when you land at a spot. It's kind of like you land there and that's going to be it, so there's the possibility of that, but we still have yet to know. We probably won't have anything definitive about that until September, when StarField gets released. What else here? Yeah, that's about it I wanted to touch on based on the 5 reasons that StarField is going to kill Star Citizen, which I apologize if I'm getting the title wrong. But this is like I said, this is a very unprofessional video. I'm making this from my phone while it's fresh in my head. So I just wanted to put this out there, Gem Reviews, because I respect your channel, I respect what you're doing and whatnot, but I think your video was very unfair to those of us who don't know any better. For those that don't know any better, as far as what Star Citizen has going on, and I just want to touch on those things to maybe can make another video at some point, if you care to, that kind of puts it in more of a better perspective, in my opinion. But of course, it's your channel. And I respect your opinion. I respect how you feel, but I just wanted to make a note that I think you was very unfair in your comparisons, because you're doing an apples to oranges type of thing, and you're not bringing up very obvious things that should be pointed out to designate the legitimate differences between the two, but you didn't do that. You just compared them like straight up an equal comparison, which is almost impossible to do because everything's completely different. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I wanted to touch on, Gem Reviews. This is not an attack. This is just me saying, hey man, it's a little unfair because you left out a lot of details that would make this kind of an irrelevant video almost, the way you presented it, in my opinion. All right, be safe.